That's it, right now we're back here with the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan, where I'm hoping to clear this game today from our repertoire. Finish the playthrough is what I mean to say. I feel like we've seen a good long chunk of the game, and I'm going to just do one more theatrical cut run, and just try and make everything kind of nice, and it'll be the first time we've ever actually gotten to the end of it with all 5 of our main friends alive, and without the military coming to kill us, and with the distributor cap. So presumably we'll get one, at least slightly unique epilogue where we get to see, I mean maybe it'll just show something spooky on the boat, but we might get a nice epilogue of them actually like returning to shore or something, I don't know. And I'm gonna just try and make all the characters as nice as I can this time, with the exception of I'm gonna have Conrad try and knife up them pirates because we haven't done that yet in theatrical cut. And I was debating splitting this into 4 episodes like we did with the first run and everything, but I think there's gonna be a fair bit of this that we've already seen that I can cut around, so it could probably all be compressed into one finale episode, so I think I will do that right now! As a matter of fact, aside from knifing up the pirates as Conrad, I have no idea if we'll see anything new whatsoever this time. Well, I mean, we'll see a few things that are new. But, like, I don't know if it's gonna be like a 10-minute video for you or, like, closer to an hour. I would wager closer to an hour. Well, it's gonna, once I get the endgame review in there, it's gonna be probably more like an hour and a half. Just because of how long I usually ramble. In any event, once more, with vivaciousness.
We better mosey on back to the ship.
The ship. We better, you're right. Tell me what you will. Let the stars fall where they may, etc. Bamboo, please. Thank you. Fish!
Think you got the stuff?
Do I got the stuff? You're about to see. Oh! Yeah. It's my last time doing this. I really gotta milk it. Hey, Hey, I actually genuinely missed it.
Have a nice day.
It's hilarious. Feels appropriate somehow. Although I did feel like I was on it when I was pressing it, but never mind. I am ultimately not that concerned about it, if I'm honest. Is there just like a bolt of lightning in the sky there? Or is that, I guess that's meant to be a cloud that's like backlit. Looks an awful lot like just a solitary bolt of lightning frozen in the sky. Not that. I really appreciate the creative interpretation, but the A was hovering above the door, please, so... This guy was gonna be, I don't know, my last one. You're gonna try and persuade me and slow me down at every opportunity. I see how it is. Oh, this isn't even the door. It's the door that's over on the left here. So when I was all like Charlie and I was like, did he close the door? I guess he did. That wasn't very smart. All right, when it gets to this hide mini game, I'm gonna put my controller on screen because this one has repeatedly failed for me for some reason. The past few runs. I did nothing wrong. This one just has decided to fail these last few times. I have no idea why. It's like my CPU player is screwing it up or something. I don't remember it. Well, it's like...
What was that?
It's like... The thing is, I remember the very first time we did it, I was pressing A at the wrong time. I was pressing A during the sound of the heartbeat before it even got to the graph. So it's clearly okay with you pressing it at the wrong time a little bit at the start of that tutorial. But I don't know. There's something weird going on there. Because the first time I screwed it up, the first time I got it right, didn't I? And then like the second and third time I got it right, but then like the fourth and fifth times, like every subsequent time, I was just like getting it absolutely, like, well, not that I was getting it wrong necessarily, but that was happening. I have no idea why it's like that anyway.
Hey,
but we can all agree I definitely didn't get that wrong, right? Have I ever gone down this side passage? Literally, never mind. Who even cares? I guess that's just for continuity for when a similar area is explored by our present day crew. Think I can go over here and find that ritual dagger over here? For even in the present, I sure can't, never mind. Now Joe, what have I told you about shooting kids? Don't be doing that. I explicitly forbade it, as a matter of fact. Ooh. And for somebody who was holding their chest with their hand after getting stabbed, there's really no blood on his hand at all. Sorry, Alex. I didn't take lessons.
Well, anyway, let's get this all loaded up.
Okay. I'm not good with people. Sorry.
Dude, you know I'm not like the best around new people.
Whatever. Shut up.
Just shut up.
The long distance thing with Julia, it's been rough.
It must be tough, boyo. Must be tough. Long distance. I mean, I've never been in one, but
Yeah,
it
I
sounds
gotcha.
hard.
Must be tough.
I don't know what's the right thing to do.
Go with your gut. You'll know. When the time comes, you'll know.
Go with your gut.
Want to crack a cold one with me?
Sorry, I get sick and drunk and then throw up and ocean bad. You understand how it be. It's really just going to be awful for all of us.
TBH, I kind of have a thing with,
TBPH.
seasickness.
Brad.
Yes.
Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Bradlebury.
Right.
There's only one way to get your sea legs, and it comes in a can.
Consummately disagree.
Hey, suit yourself, Brad Busters.
Thank you.
Ain't
I
stopping
will.
Me, though.
Wasn't trying to. Deja vu.
You ever do any diving before?
Never. Sorry.
No, actually.
I had to school. I
Never
couldn't take
done it
lessons.
before.
Water virgin.
I'm just saying, if it gets too late, I know some nice places where you can just take, you know, a nice dive.
Relatively shark-free. I have no idea what Brad did or did not do regarding this dive, so
Just think about it.
thank you.
Are you sure you don't want to do this the right way?
The thing about the right way is, and with regards to
Guys, no one knows, no one cares. No harm, no foul.
what she said.
The right way.
Would you like help?
Need an extra hand? Never used a rebreather before.
I think we're in good shape. It's probably not a bad idea for you to have a clue how these things work.
Yes, that would be
Gotta
helpful.
say, not too happy with our captain at the moment.
That is a fine opinion to have.
If she tries to keep me from doing this dive one more time, that's it. Gloves off.
I guess
That's
I
fair.
can't stop you, but I
Just-
might call the police.
Don't force her hand.
All right, I'm gonna get these rebreathers set up, and then we'll go through the final steps together.
Right on, Jules. Hey, wait a minute. Hiya, Fliss. Let's have a friendly conversation before I absolutely needle you to the wall with all this nonsense about your creds.
Hi.
Hi.
You know, we have rules out here for a reason.
Oh.
You guys gotta respect that.
You're right. You know what? I'm sorry. That was really uncool of me. Now that I've got that out of the way.
Sorry about before.
Well, that's an interesting question. What about your
How experienced
creds?
are you?
The fake certificate is only temporary. My old one expired,
little
and
look you
renewal
gave
out
her.
here is like
Oh.
extortion, okay?
Fine.
Don't do anything stupid that'll get my ass in trouble.
Wouldn't dream of it. Do anything stupid?
Yo, little bro.
Have I ever done anything stupid?
How's it hanging, sport?
Nothing comes to mind.
Man, still can't believe we actually found the plane.
I can't believe your
I honestly
homework wasn't right on the
wasn't
money.
sure we would.
Isn't an
Totally.
option here.
I mean, what were we
Apparently
going
he
on,
was
a
the one who
wing and a
worked it
prayer?
out.
Had
Mostly.
a little web surfing.
Man, I
Well, it
really
sounds like they
can't
both
wait to
did
see
it,
what you
so.
find down there.
I'll get you something cool.
Well, if there is anything cool down there, I'll nab it for you. Just don't let Captain Killjoy
I mean,
find out.
yeah.
I guess this has a
I'll get
rule.
you, small, but
Man,
cool.
it'd be cool as hell just to get my hands on some little relic from my first wreck.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
forget
it
the
would.
camera.
Would be
Pics
cool. Would
where
be
it didn't
cool.
happen.
Might get arrested, but would be cool. Hey, we'll go through everything we find
Whatever
there
we bring
together.
up, we'll go through it all together, and you'll tell me what I got. Okay?
Because I will have
Dope.
no idea. Let's
Let
be
me say
clear.
dope.
Since I realized it was like tight.
Fresh.
Fresh.
Oh, that's
Well,
literally what he says.
see you later.
I forgot. So the newspaper was not for Little Hope, but this, I think I've heard, is meant to be like a bit of a teaser, I suppose you could call it, for what's going on in Little Hope. I think witches are involved. I mean, considering the stuff we saw that had like little stick effigies and stuff.
There's a little gap in the tail. Take a look.
Thank you. How useful. So there is. Oh my God, Conrad, you got all the way over there. Can you imagine if you look like far enough, you'll just like see a shark fin go by? Oh, well, that would be awful. Considering how there are some things like this door, you can try it as Alex, but it's locked because Fliss has the key or whatever. But there's a drawer over here that only Fliss can open, but it doesn't even show up as an option for you to try as Alex.
Tanks are ready when you are. Whoa, 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 eager beaver. You gotta check your O2 first.
Thanks, Julia. You're the best.
Thanks for setting me straight.
I'll take the camera. Bag stick does not appear to be even
You're on
slightly
camera. I'll
necessary.
take the wheel.
Let's get a before photo.
So, Jules, how you feeling about this whole situation? Just talk to her and then say nothing. Later tonight,
Maybe we
we're
can
gonna
fire it up
destroy
again tonight
this
for
ship
a private post special.
with all our bodily
You gonna bring
fluids.
your bang stick?
That front cabin is gonna pop its portholes.
Anyway, yeah, we're ready for this.
More or less.
He's shining that light right in her face. Goes against the rule of being nice to people and that I've been trying to follow in this run. But I'll probably go get the rescue document
Howdy,
thing
Captain.
from the tube.
You are not my second in command.
Third in command.
No.
No.
Fresh and eager cabin boy.
Still a no.
Your well-paying, dashingly handsome, seafaring client is requesting the pleasure of your company over a frosty amber liquid.
Sorry. Your friends are more
Pass.
important.
I have to stay focused on your friends down
By
there.
a little.
Where'd you get the cash?
Found it. It's a long story.
It's a long story.
Maybe my family can make an investment in your business.
Very sweet of you. Thank you very much. You the best.
That's very
Person
kind
I
of you
met
to offer.
several hours ago.
I suppose we could have that conversation.
After your friends are not dead. Oh god, 29 degrees Celsius?
You know what?
I would be
I
dead.
better spend some time
I
keeping
would
the
just
Disneyland
be
ship
deceased.
safe.
That would be the end of
Aye,
me.
aye.
Especially right out in the ocean with no protection from the soleil.
Hi.
Hi!
You okay?
Hope the lovebirds are having the time of their lives down there.
I imagine they are. Not stealing anything. I hope they don't
I
die.
hope they know what they're doing down there. Attitude matters 20 meters down.
Alex plays the goof, but he was pretty serious about acing his diving certification.
Is that so?
What other dives have they done? When I got the booking, I thought they were newbies.
Alex and Julia have both logged plenty of dives. I'm the real amateur. But I'm ready.
Good to hear.
Gotta get back up top.
Oh, he didn't like that.
Check you later.
Interesting. How do they characterize that? Brad didn't like Felicity's comments. Right on. Fair. That is your prerogative, I suppose. Hey, Connie Bobani.
How's it hanging?
Having fun.
You look like you're taking full advantage of
In
your
between annoying
relaxation
me.
time.
I'm a man of many talents.
Too bad charm.
Too bad charm is not among them.
Ah, but my charm is like a boomerang. You think it's gone right over your head until smack.
Ah, there it is.
Ah, cool.
That makes no sense.
I felt I've just been hit by it. I feel the
I
strong
have to keep
urge.
track of the dive, but I'd be happy to continue this
Never mind what I feel the
conversation
strong
later.
urge to do. Whoa. Hey, Conrad. Connie, are you there? Connie, we got something. Connie, heads up. Connie, look alive. Connie, don't say anything stupid. Connie. Hey, Connie, optics are needed. Connie. I need you to take all of your money and go put it below deck so you don't do anything stupid with it, okay? Connie, are you there? Connie, can you hear me? Connie, I can't look away from this. Connie Bobani, Conman, Conster Bobonster. Really, it's remarkable that they have they're not actually going all that fast. They have all this time to see what they're about to do. Don't stop it.
What's that about?
I mean, I guess you're not necessarily looking for a dive line. Isn't the Coast
That
Guard.
is not the Coast Guard. So we're not under arrest.
How should we handle this?
I don't know.
This feels...
Carefully. Please don't murder the divers.
Guys, you gotta
It is
keep
vital
back. We've got
that
divers
they
in
be
the water.
alive for me to get paid. I mean, for humanitarian reasons. Maybe the shot is the same as in the curator's cut. I felt like it was from a different angle somehow.
Conrad said one of the pictures showed an opening.
The turret. We can get in through there.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Can I just take
Whoa.
a second to say...
It's getting all laggy and stuff.
Holy shit, Alex. We did it.
The particle effects are going
mean,
nuts.
can you believe
That was
it?
weird. Whoa, is it my imagination or is it getting laggy as hell? That's a good thing we're stopping this game today, because it's all crumbling around our ears. Sorry, Alex, I gotta do the jerk-ass thing and totally ignore your totally rational words, because we wanted to know what's happening with a plane. Gimme. Sorry, Alex, I won't do it again. I'm like kicking up clouds of dust that I don't remember doing before. Or like weird patches of bubbles. It's so bizarre every time I move.
Want to go first?
Sure I do, but I don't want to mess up your really nice knife. Oh, that one's got a gun in its hand still. I didn't notice that before, nor do I know how it is possible. How would they have had a gun out? Surely the Medan ship was shooting them down and they were just trying to get out of there. What the hell would a handgun do? We're gonna shoot down the Medan ship?
No time's the right time.
I don't...
Yes.
Oh.
I know you can't tell.
Yeah, messing with me, aren't
You're
you?
kidding me, right?
What?
Like there's a hidden camera down here or something? Okay, come on, guys.
Oh man, that's not good to hear.
Julia, I'm serious.
That's proposing. Oh, well then, if that case, hell yeah, right on.
Alex, wow. What a goddamn story.
Sorry, I said the thing about the hidden
How's it
camera. Yes, decompress. What was up with that other boat, hey?
What was up with that other boat?
These fishing guys came by and ran into the dive line.
Conrad
Whatever.
dealt with it.
Who cares, right? Holy shit! Dude, bro, congrats!
Nicely done.
Honestly,
Come
I'm
up and
kind of
let's
impressed that
celebrate.
these two can see it from the boat while she's like bobbing up and down and stuff. Look at my hand! They're like, you didn't die? What is this about?
Do I detect a spark between her and Conrad?
I think you're taking that men don't know what flirting is to a bit of an extreme degree,
Let me
my friend.
reassure you.
We're like 10 seconds out of the jaws of certain death.
Well, certain, I mean, that's relative.
And this meatball.
Meatball?
This meatball pulls a ring out of God knows
How
where.
is certain relative?
Did you hide the ring?
It's
Say,
certain or it isn't,
this
right?
lady-
How does it feel to soon be known as the Mrs. Julia Smith?
I love it. Thank you.
Honestly, I wasn't sure how it would feel, but now that I hear it, it does have a nice ring.
Kind of like this nice ring. We'll plan it all together.
Now you're speaking my language.
I was so worried you might say no.
Me too. No, of course I wouldn't. What run do you think this
Of course I was
is?
gonna say yes, you dimwit.
I'm happy you did. The second you said yes, I could see our whole future rolling out ahead of us.
Cannot wait. You know, honestly, I was saying I'm being a little overly sappy by choosing all the nice responses here, but some of the like less positive responses here are like real dickhead things to say. Can you imagine someone goes to all this effort to
I'll go
propose
find
to you
them.
and you're
You
like,
just relax.
well, fucking my dad will pay for the wedding.
Hey, you see my
Fucking
brother?
be nice. What's with you?
No, I got distracted.
Oh, you only married me so you could ruin the rest of my life. It's like, you save the snarky jokes for like a day. Coast Guard's here.
Coast Guard! The Coast Guard!
I know the meth.
What?
Everybody,
I mean, no,
flush their
everyone
mouth.
shows
We
their
gotta
love
get
in
rid of
different
all
ways,
this
but
mess. We can't let them take us alive.
especially since he seems
What
so nervous
the
and everything.
fuck?
Oh,
I gotta say, Fliss has the
brother.
best what the fuck readings
Seriously,
in
you
this
can't
game.
fuck around like that, Julia.
There's that one,
Oh, yeah.
and there's also the one where Brad freaks
just
out and
getting
just
them
like, what the fuck? Just some top tier line ratings.
I wanted it to be memorable. It's not that memorable.
Not that memorable.
Proud of you, bro.
I couldn't have done it without such a good bro.
Oh, bro. Actually,
I was talking about med.
let me just hang out and eavesdrop on their conversation and have them come down and find it with me.
So, we're going again tomorrow?
Yeah. It seemed a little too.
I like
dangerous.
what actually included the little pause where the CPU picks
Well, I'm
the
with you and we'll be fine.
the
I'm gonna go
response.
find Julia.
Yeah, you are, because here I am!
Hey, almost time for barbecuing. Got the pad yet?
Sorry, I was just looking at stuff.
Oh, no, not yet. I got distracted.
Let's get it together. So I guess if you do this without having
Got it.
proposed, then
Let's go.
Alice opens that and goes like, like hides the ring.
Come here, you vixen.
Give me a smooch.
Easy, Tiger. We should get back.
Yes, we're not going to be doing the popping
Right
of
here.
portholes just yet. I'm afraid there's a bit too much of that going on the boat already. If we do any more, it's going to shatter. We'll have no boat left to get back to shore. We're all just going to destroy the
You'll get no resistance there.
ship with our rowdy
All right, everyone.
premarital sex.
Whatever you took, it was too much.
Sorry, I guess. I took a bullet
right.
and a pad
We
and
should have
another
been more
pad.
careful.
We could all use a good show.
I think you can tell a great. Actually, I will stay neutral on this out of deference to Fliss.
It's ripped right from the rotting pages of the terrifying ancient in-flight magazine I was perusing on our way here. The lighthouse stood
In-flight
atop an atoll,
magazines, are those still a thing?
isolated from the rest of the world, a lone beacon in the night.
They all got little screens
Sailors'
now. You watch
respite.
movies on and stuff.
The lighthouse keeper would hear the waves.
I guess you could scroll a digital
pounding the
copy of a
rocky
magazine
shore.
with one of them.
He doesn't waste any time. Smooth.
Listen to the story, shush, Conrad.
They were slashed with a meat hook and hung from the rafters.
And then I didn't interrupt.
Nice one, Squire.
Cool story, bro. Cool story. Can you imagine saying wasn't scary
Where are we
after she
going?
jumped and everything?
Pretty cool.
Heavy on the cheese there, corn dog.
Liar. Bro, dodge. Get some. Yeah! Wah! I'll get that for you, Captain. And I'll get that for you, Alex. Well, no, untie me. What's gonna go wrong if I untie someone? Are they gonna be mad? They won't notice, it's dark.
Shit. It's no good. Come on.
Ah, hey, whoa, why do you gotta be so confrontational like? We're friends. We could be friends. You don't know. All right. Message received. I get the idea. That's smarts, you know. You're not Fliss. You're not allowed to do that. All right. Fine. Take a pill of the chill, would you not? Fine. Stop all the shouting and punching.
Okay.
It'll be a lot nicer to you, you know.
Okay.
I don't see how any of this is required to just rob the boat.
Did you see my brother?
I hope he's all white. So I don't know why I gave that like a mocking, like, ooh voice. That's actually quite a kind thing to say.
They took my ring.
Julia, it's okay. It's okay.
Again, it is sweet of her to worry about that at this point, but like, really is not a priority. You know what else they took? The entire boat and all of our belongings.
Now we just have to wait and
And our
see what
freedom.
they want to do with us.
But I get that, you know, wedding rings tend to be, if you're getting a nice quality one, they tend to be pricey, and she knows that he has money concerns and stuff. Not that he's in squalid conditions or anything, but just that she knows it's a bit of a touchy subject for him. What do you think about it, Julia?
What do you think? 7 seconds. I can get out through the window. We gotta break
Oh wait,
this
did
out
I have to
first.
say these fuckers need to pay to attack?
We're gonna break them.
I guess we're about to find out. Because that is something I want to see. Conrad attacking with a knife.
Here, I'll climb out this window, take a look around.
Just scope it out.
You guys distract them, so they don't see me.
Okay, so we haven't decided yet if I'm gonna attack or do the boat thing, basically. Isn't it like he has the knife with him, though? I guess would I need to say the let's attack thing for him to have taken it? Guess we're about to find out.
Fuck yourself.
Oh, I can see the knife here. I see. And knife! Yeah, boy. Oh, I have to do that with like the... Oh, I see. Ah! Now I've got you.
Drop it, Buster.
Don't be dumb with gun.
Easy.
No,
Fliss.
murder.
I got this.
Don't-
Let me handle it.
Fliss, you know what I'm like. I just gotta get some killing in here and there.
Get him!
Thanks, Julia. I might.
Think about what you're doing, boy.
So earlier when he drops the gun, Conrad went for it and then Junior got him. So I don't know if it'll give me a choice to go for it or not. Like, what if I just stay like this, for instance? What will Conrad do? Oh, Junior just gets him? Okay. But if you tried to take the gun... Oh, hey, ow, my leg. That seems a little much, doesn't it? But if you tried to take the gun, I assume that doesn't go well at all. Alex, what are you thinking? Now, that was interesting because we hadn't seen that before, Conrad getting shot like that. But I thought I was told that if you, at some point, they'll ask you why you attacked them or something. So I guess I would have had to take the gun to have seen that. But yeah, getting shot in the thigh, that's gotta make it really difficult to walk. Mine seems to be doing fine. Let me just see that again. From the, oh, I mean, that's like right at the end of that, isn't it? I have to go way back, don't I? Let's gonna load that again and try the take the gun option and see if that's maybe the thing I was supposed to be seeing. Oh man, that's so far back. That's like 25 minutes. Okay, fine. It's our last episode. Let's make it a good one. Actually, I might as well do neither of them here. That's sensible enough. And when I say take the gun, do you think it's gonna give me a prompt to like reach for it? And if so, am I supposed to press that button or no? I mean, I assume it doesn't matter hugely either way. Alright, so like I was saying, I'll take that gun. Okay, it's not a choice. It's either reach for the gun and he punches you, or don't reach for the gun and he punches you. Got it. So I think I must have missed this thing where they ask you why you did what you did or something, I'm afraid to say. Unless what was being referred to was not doing anything on the take the gun or go get the boat. So that we could see the gunshot to the leg, which we hadn't seen before. And on that note, I will just go back and do that because we haven't had a run where that was a persistent thing, which unfortunately means going back another 20 minutes again. But this time, I'm just gonna take the gunshot to the leg and keep that. Seriously though, Olsen is lucky as hell that Conrad goes for that gun. If he threw the gun on the ground and Conrad just looked at it, I mean, basically it would have been an instant surrender. Fliss could have just picked the gun up. I will sit patiently and quietly, like a good hostage. I don't want to get a bad hostage review on Yelp. Also, can we talk about Junior being like, hey, we're just here to rob you guys. We weren't trying to hurt anyone. Fucking just bumbling the shit out of Conrad for no reason. That's some grade A bullshit right there.
This kid's trying to kill me, Olsen.
It's like Poncho is just drenched in blood. So anyway, like I was saying, you better just drop the gun on the ground. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go over there and take that. That's right. Oof. Ow. Ah, hey, no, hey, I need that. That's my favorite, that's Fliss's favorite feature of me. My voluptuous thighs. How could you shoot them like that? Anyway, Alex, make a choice. I don't want the pressure of this on me. He's got a gun pointed at my sister. I can't be trusted to act rationally here. Thanks, Alex. Good call. That apparently made one of us aggressive.
Ferme-la, ou je te mets mon poing dans la gueule.
The subtitles there say something like, shut up or I'll put my fist through your face, but I think in French he says, I'll shove my knife up your ass. If I heard that right. They kind of toned that down, actually, in the subtitles, which is usually you'd think the opposite would happen. Maybe I was just hearing wrong. Yes, thank you for polishing off the wounds on my face and not my bleeding leg. Julia, real helpful. But no, thank you for doing it.
As far as I can tell, you were pretty lucky. Bullet just missed an artery.
Oh, thanks, Alex, for your input. That is lucky.
You know what? Someone had to take the reins. I wasn't just gonna sit around and do nothing.
All right, shut the
She was
fuck
glaring
up.
at him, but I mean, he did chill out when the gun got pointed at her.
Just talking.
I guess she was annoyed he did it at all.
Keep the volume down.
Okay,
They're in cahoots.
I'm hurt and I don't want to say something mean, so I'm gonna say nothing. How could you, Alex? How could you? But
You're all
internally.
in this together.
Bonk.
Leave her alone.
Junior's like, you want the other leg to match? I'll just do what the pirates are asking here. I'm very relaxed. Nothing's wrong.
Yeah. Okay. A-okay out here. We can handle a couple of
All good.
trucks and drop some-
I'll help you with a quick time event. Right now. I don't want him to drown. Just drenched. I mean, I guess we all are. It is the wet kind of rain. Have I gotten anyone killed before that point yet? I guess you'd have to get shot trying to exit on the boat, right? That's the only thing that comes to mind. Yeah, I will leave that to you. Sorry, you're not boring me or anything. I'm just bored.
Independent.
Hey, unrelated. Oh, right, yeah, your leg. That would make that hard. Sorry about that, Connie.
He's hurt. He can't jump on a damn ladder.
And whose fault is that, by the way, Olsen? Don't stop being so goddamn impatient, huh? Can you imagine if we just kicked him off the ladder now? He's the one with the gun. We would just win. At least I think he's got the gun now. Oh no, Junior's got it, doesn't he? Oh, he actually does have a bit of a limp now. That's gonna make running away from Fliss hard.
This whole place is a floating death trap.
Very much so. I mean, floors just fall through when you jump on them sometimes. It's awful. I think having the bullet in my leg is gonna make it so that I have like half the time for the QTEs when I have to jump across. Get away from Fliss. Well, it is Fliss, but the glamour girl, I should say. That'll suck if so. Somehow I imagine not. Is it my imagination? Conrad can't like examine. Oh, he totally can. Never mind.
What the hell is this fucking place?
I couldn't possibly begin to answer, Alex. I'm sorry to say.
Wherever we
What's
are,
with my
it's
nose?
not good.
You
That's
think this ship
fair.
is the
We can't just sit around. We need a plan.
Yeah. We're not exactly in the best
Thanks, Brad.
position.
I've been shot. No, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, it's dangerous here.
Yeah, man. This whole rust bucket's one tetanus shot from the bottom of the ocean.
We already tried to escape. Didn't exactly work out.
They swiped our distributor.
Right,
cap.
but
Gonna be difficult to get anywhere without it.
they can't shoot my leg again, can they? What is a distributor cap?
So,
Whoa, we don't know where an event like this would go.
Can't be worse than here.
Maybe we should try barricading the door instead.
I like that idea. I am a bad person to be doing it with my leg, but alright. I'll do it. I'll push it. Surely I can do this alone with my leg. You just go. Do I have to do the Heidi here? I'd really not like to. Oh, I do. I still have no idea why it doesn't even try to chase them out of there. It's like, they're gone. What can I do about it? It's weird. I feel like I can't remember him reacting to it like that before. In my memory, when that happened, he just like did barely notice. It was just a for me thing. Maybe I'm thinking of the scary thing that happens when you're Alex. I believe in you, Fliss. Ooh, Fliss and I adore each other. We might get that Conrad and Fliss max relationship achievement this run. It's very possible. Fliss! Look at that bottle. So interesting, is it not? Anyway, probably nothing. You should go. I will avoid the knife this time.
Have you been leading us in circles?
come on, guys. We gotta keep.
I will answer that after I open this safe and cleanly drawer.
God.
Alex, what is it?
Conrad was just staying in the way of that entire shot.
I know I saw something. It was moving in the shadows.
I am devoid of theories as to what it could possibly be. Okay, we'll move.
Not my scene, you know?
It's pretty... Can't deny. It's not great. That's so wild.
Look at this. It's insane. Is it even human?
That is some bad mojo, dude.
Okay, leave.
Doesn't get much
Now.
worse.
Leave, leave, leave!
With respect to mojos that could be had.
What's the matter?
I wonder what's behind this curtain. Oh, it's fine. Uh-oh.
What is it? Are you trying to freak me out?
Huh?
I don't have to try.
Can we just get out of here?
I'm terrifying. I'm not whimsical or cutesy at all. Of course, I'm stuck behind Conrad. Captain getting shot over here.
Why so spick and span?
And he just vanished. Incredible.
4 years of med school and you prescribed me an 80-year-old aspirin and called me in the morning?
Do you want it or not?
That's not gonna make him sick, is it?
No, well, I mean, he didn't wait for the answer, so it doesn't matter, actually. I believe legally, if the patient grabs the medicine from you and chugs it all, I had nothing to do with it. It's not my fault. It's just an idiot.
Hey, this is no time to be fucking around. I'm serious. I can't take it.
But Julia, look at the funny corpse to poke. And look how its face twitches.
Oh, what the fuck?
Don't touch it! Why did you touch it?
It was all corpsey and inviting. How could one be expected not to?
Where the hell is Conrad? Conrad?
Maybe just
Oh,
get him
those
some
pills
air.
I gave him were
Conrad!
real old, evidently. Connie!
Hey, Conrad! Where are you taking me?
Hey, what the
why would I
shoving
do
now? Don't be like that.
You don't even know what you're doing. You just do whatever he tells you, don't you?
Also, am I tripping balls, or is that not at all where Brad finds that same wrench? Or is it not meant to be the same wrench? I didn't really point the wrench out as I walked past, but it was back there. Or a wrench was. I always forget where to go from here. This disorients me with all the camera turning. Ah, this is the place. Just for fun, you know.
Where the hell did you come from?
They could be anywhere.
Have you ever seen that? I can't remember now, actually. Don't slow me down, or how did you get here?
How did you get down here?
I was looking for you. I wanted to help.
We did see one where he like tapped her on the shoulder and freaked her out, but I don't think we've ever seen that there. Poor Brad and I are not getting on. Dodge! Too slow, as Lila would put it. I ain't gonna bonk you, Alex. Why? I didn't bonk you. Be nice. Anyway, next room. Yeah, this is definitely not the same place that Fliss passed that had a wrench. I guess there's just more than one wrench on this ship. Who'd thunk it? Aha! You won't get me that easy, zombies! Super Fliss, away! Now, that's not Brad. He wasn't there a moment ago. What happens if I wait, actually? Which is the only thing he does. They sure give you a lot of time for this choice. Oh, it's just the same as save yourself, I guess. He's fine. Shh. I guess part of the reason the time limit feels so weird in this place is that normally the other player would be playing as Brad and doing their whole thing, and when Brad drops down is when you would see Brad drop down here. So since it's a CPU player doing it, they're just like, I don't know, let's give you like 4 minutes or whatever. There it is, floating again, just like the game devs intended. That's my manual, the manual I've come to know and love. Brady the baddie. So good of you to finally join us. How you feeling, buddy? Buddy?
What the fuck?
One of my favorite line readings in this whole game. What the fuck? What's with you? Chill. Although, can you imagine how much nicer it would have been if we took a trip to Japan? Shut up. It was pretty good too. I cannot lie. No, hey Alex. That guy flipped me over while I was in the water. Don't end his human existence. That's uncool. What did we talk about? If we're gonna get married, you're gonna have to stop with all the murder. I was fairly explicit about that, actually, I think.
I mean, you didn't feel like paying top dollar, and that's you get these guys.
Actually, sounded like someone whispering Conrad there. I don't remember it being like that before. Alright, in spite of the leg, he's sitting fairly spry. We should be good. No, he's still limping. That's not quite as hard as before. It's a random thought. Although I believe, say, Fliss, all our protagonists are meant to be American, I think Shawn Ashmore, who plays Conrad, is Canadian, and I don't know much about the other four, although I feel like I hear them say the odd thing that sounds slightly more Canadian. Like, Brad says sorry, which, with the exception of me, because I say sorry the very much more American way, or British way, whatever. Not the not Canadian way, anyway. I say sorry, whereas most Canadians have a predilection towards saying sorry, and similarly, the word sorrow would be sorrow. And I feel like Brad says sorry, and I thought maybe Julia did too at one time. So I feel like a decent bit of the cast might be Canadian. Just a random thought came in my head. I did not confirm that, and I do not know that, though. But I'm pretty sure at least Shawn Ashmore is. Although I think he's doing a good job, because Conrad sounds American to me. But maybe Shawn Ashmore's accent just is more American. I have no idea. And then I pressed some buttons. Yeah, he's doing alright, even in spite of the bullet. I mean, I guess adrenaline, some stuff just goes out the window. He's gonna be feeling this in a minute when he stops running, probably. So he's totally hallucinating this. Her hand doesn't come through the door at all. And I don't think Fliss actually looks up and sees that either, so it's, I assume he's just imagining that part as well. We said just running from this point is fine, just cuts things a little faster. Makes me not have to do a hiding minigame, which is fine by me. I do like the camera work in this scene, how it's all like swoopy and weird, just to disorient you a bit. Like much more so than when you're playing as the chaser for this bit. almost hit the wrong one there. Oops. That was close. I feel like I'm always getting really close to their relationship being perfect, but I'm like just like one tick off. Do you really genuinely have to get like absolutely every green arrow? Probably not, right? But I'm trying to think. I don't think we can't call another time where the way I've got things set up where I'll actually have a chance for them to like interact.
You got a better way.
Oh, that's so sweet. It would have been slightly more romantic if I could hear them at all over the rain, but go, you kiss. Come on, you kiss. Like, I suppose if some more people had died, I would have had a chance to get Conrad and Fliss together for, like, the radio scenes or something. As it stands, I don't know if I have a chance to get that last, like, millimeter of their relationship bar. Alright, I forgot since I'm Julia, I have to do this first. I was like, she'll go first and then I'll do mine. But it's not that way. Jump!
Shit.
Right, so the Alex now that I know that they can go individually there, the CPU player just chose to follow me at that point, basically, if I'm understanding correctly. Keep going! Continue to flee.
Hey, get out of the way!
Arg! Get off of me, you rapscallion. I'll just fast forward through the radio scene because it's fairly long and I don't think anything new will happen. As in the scene where we all talk before going to the radio.
Let me help you out. Give you a little hint.
No, thank you. Very sweet of you to offer, but I'm okay, thank you.
Give me a
I
look.
suppose if Fliss says I'll go instead of Julia, which I don't think she's going to, then if I had Fliss and Alex down there, Conrad would be like, hey, are you guys okay? And I'd be like, we're okay, and that could bump our relationship to get us that maxed out thing, but I think probably Fliss is going to tell Julia to go. So I don't think we will have that opportunity. I think in this run that is no longer a possibility. If I'm understanding correctly, the implications of things and stuff. I have nothing to say to you absolute layabouts. We'll take care of it ourselves. This whole ship is your fault, I'll have you know. I might have a chance to get Fliss and Conrad's relationship up if I
So what do you think?
insist upon Alex going. Yeah, why not? This isn't all that mean to say.
I got this. I'm
Oh,
not losing
say it
to
twice.
fucking
Why
shit.
don't you?
I'm coming too.
Hey, what? Julia, no.
You're not always gonna be there to protect, big guy.
I think
can
maybe
handle
this means
this.
that Conrad
Trust me.
goes down. I can't remember how
Whoa,
this will shake
whoa.
out. Even though Brad doesn't
Julia
like
says
that.
she can handle it. She can handle it.
It's not all that mean to say.
Case closed.
Just in the odd event we can
Alright.
get Conrad and
You and
Fliss
me,
to max
Julia.
relationship before the end of this playthrough. That'd be kind of nice because they've grown on me a lot. I'm okay. All good.
I'm okay.
Oh yeah, even if I had gotten Fliss down here somehow,
Hey,
it wouldn't be me responding as Fliss, so I don't think it would do anything for the relationship.
so it looks like there was some sort of fight and this Charlie...
I guess I don't really need the secrets much more at this point for plot
We're gonna
reasons.
need 100 hot baths if we ever get out of
I've
here.
already figured things out.
So, the ship was carrying Manchurian gold. But that turned out not to be gold at all. It's a toxic chemical. And there's this weird fog everywhere, right? Well, maybe that's Manchurian gold. And maybe we're breathing it in and it's fucking us right the hell up. I sure as shit saw some stuff I cannot believe. And maybe I was right not to believe it. I was hallucinating.
I guess it makes sense, though. We know the crew were scared shitless of something.
Yeah. They're all seeing this crazy shit going down and they all thought it was real.
This couldn't have anything to do with the plane wreck we dived.
It was a search and rescue plane. The whole reason it even came out here was because the people on the ship sent out a distress signal. I guess by the time the plane got here, it was too late. Everyone on the ship had lost their minds, so they shot it down. Who knows what the hell they were thinking? Or what they thought they saw.
Oh, God.
I don't think I've
All
had
right, let's get going.
them know these two, Alex and Julia particularly, know things and have that whole conversation before, so that's probably the first time we've seen that. But having heard many variations of that conversation now, it all blends a wee bit. I don't know why I'm looking at this. Who even has the time? I'm going to avoid the generators that we don't do anything with the
You ever wonder
military.
What would have happened if we went to Japan on vacation instead?
Shut up.
It's so funny. That's just some good delivery right there. And I'll do my best to save Junior here. Kind of seems like there's probably a way to save Danny
this.
and Olsen
The
if you do
rebreather.
some other things. Maybe not. If I can get Junior out, I'll
it
feel
still
all
works.
right. I don't know. want. Now, Admiral, you wouldn't do something so stupid as getting this wrong, would you? At least this one's quite near to the checkpoint, so if I goof it, it's not hard to restart. I keep forgetting it's gonna lag there. Let us inspect. Hey Alex, looky here. Let's take the time to celebrate about this later.
Thank God.
Oh, I seem so happy about that. Okay, run though. Now, Admiral, you wouldn't get this one wrong right after, would you? That would be an embarrassing waste of time.
He's breathing down our necks.
All right, good. Now I can just run.
Please tell me you have an escape plan.
My escape plan is escape.
Run! Fucking run!
Yes, I like this idea. I'll get it. Don't worry, Julia.
There's no mist, man. Don't breathe it. Don't breathe the mist.
Wait, why didn't you give me the choice? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. What does this mist do?
Wait, what is this mist? What does it do?
I got confused. Ignore me.
It's
General rule of thumb, ignore me.
bringing things to life.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, there was something, maybe.
Okay. Look,
I'll concede there might have been a
something in
thing.
the last room. A fog or a mist, maybe?
Let's use the word fog.
I knew it. I told you. Did you breathe it in?
Oh, I mean, we were holding our breath. We were tried not to. We have the
we held our
breather.
breath.
Now, that's enough of that. And then Admiral screwed up the QTE, and we couldn't get the mask on him. Oh, it's Julia who does it? Oh, that's such a relief. Good, I'm fine.
Are you okay?
Nothing for me to screw up. How you feeling, Junior? That better? You got one single gasp of oxygen? When we've established already you need to be outside for like a minute and a half before it's fine. Well, sometimes, depending. I guess it depends on how out of breath you are or whatever. Anyway, point is, I guess we have to go do the flooded situation, like the situation where. What I mean is, Olsen, I don't think is gonna just die of a heart attack.
Fucking great.
Actually, I'm not sure. I'm still not totally
Yeah,
convinced
sure.
I know how it works.
Let's just start drowning ourselves in puddles now. Why not?
So apparently that all ends up with,
There's
well,
472 rivets in this room, which can only mean
that sometimes
one
ends up
thing.
with the Julia
here way too long.
slot character just like
Hey,
going in the water by
Anyone
themselves.
hurt down there? Shit. I gotta go after him.
I suppose I'd be seeing that. They'd probably be
We gotta go
debating
make
it
sure
somewhat,
everyone's okay.
and I'd be seeing that right now.
Shit.
What if something happens to you?
I'm a big boy.
Things can't happen to me. I got shot at once already.
I'll be standing by
What are
the
they gonna do?
radio.
Kill me?
Good luck down there.
So that makes it sound like Fliss will show up with me in a minute. So maybe I'll get a chance to do some relationship thing with them. But I have a keep calm to do here first, don't I? I can't remember. Well, I suppose I don't know. Not that I can't remember. If this changes anything, like if you get seen, does that mean he goes and you do the fight with him? And if you don't get seen, he dies of a heart attack on his own? Like maybe it's something like that. Anyway, the point is there might be a chance for me to say words to Fliss at some point if I end up looking for the distributor cap with and then Fliss comes to get me. No, I guess that's not happening right now because we would have had that happen already. Like I must be going to the flooded. We're gonna do the flooded thing with Julia. Get the cat back that way. I am looking a lot more spry though. My leg isn't slowing me down so much. I still love that little piano lick. So cool. Right, so it's more about the characters involved, I guess, that we're doing the thing with Olsen. It has nothing got to do with whether or not he sees me doing a keep calm there, because there was no keep calm the way we had it. God, that would hurt to do on a leg where he just got shot. So Julia's going to be the one who comes tumbling out of the door, so I won't have anything to do with Fliss. If I shove and fight back against Olsen, then we do the fiery thing. So at least I don't like directly kill Olsen with a door or anything, but I'm going to do the thing we did the first time and just try and run here.
Hey, it's cool, man.
Which means Olsen gets killed by the door, I'm pretty sure.
We can bond over how much we hate this boat.
Olsen's not listening, but I thought it was a good
Do you
idea.
think that's the best solution here?
I know, it seems stupid when you put it like that. I'm gonna flood the whole thing. All things considered, the water level doesn't look all that much higher. Gimme. Hey, don't be mean. Who told you it was okay to be mean? Because whoever told you that, they were wrong. That's also not a good thing to do. Don't be mean or leak volatile chemicals all over. Well, not volatile. Makes it sound like you're gonna blow up, which maybe they are, but as in maybe they are flammable, but that's not what I meant anyway. No, bonk! Go away. I was like, wait, am I supposed to do this or no? Ship pitching back and forth. I guess the storm's finally making it move slightly. Make it happen, Julia.
Now! Do it now!
I'm so cunning. Ah, no, don't. Which button is it again? Triangle, as in Y? I think so. Yep. So it's like way faster than most of the other ones. Sorry about it, Olsen.
Hello there.
Oh, okay. I was making a joke, and I forgot that I had to press a button. That didn't happen. You didn't see that. Sorry, where were we? Sorry, what I meant was, sorry about that, Olsen. That's really a shame that it had to happen. I mean, honestly, I had so much time to get out of the way of that. Really, that's just a skill issue, frankly. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, shit! Now that's what I call a close shave.
So yeah, I mean, Danny and Olsen, I have no idea if there's a way to say them. It feels like there might be, kinda. But, we know at least we can save Junior, and we did. And so we're finally gonna see an ending where those 6 get out and don't tragically die after the credits. In a horrific manner. We did it! This is sort of like a definitive run in a sense. It's a lot like the first one we did, except with fewer dumb things happening. Fewer dumb things happening. Literal last QTE in the game missed, notwithstanding. It's me! I'm alive! Hi! Oh right, I suppose these two get a little huggied out moment because Conrad was the one in that sort of final encounter. Their relationship was genuinely like so close. Oh, it's put me back as Alex, so I can't show you, but... Oh, wait, huh? No, this can't be right. Oh, it's showing Alex, but it means Conrad. I see. At the top, it says Conrad there. I was like, I didn't think Alex and Fliss were that close. So I basically, I could have gotten their relationship maxed if I had just said cool to the beer with, as Fliss, probably. With the way we had this run set up, I mean. I thought it wasn't gonna work for a minute, and I was like, whoa, that's new.
He wanted the gold. That's all this was about.
This conversation always ends up here
Manchurian
whenever I see it. I feel like I always feel like there's some secret I could have found that would change this
You know, I just keep going over
dialogue,
it,
but
over it,
I'm not sure.
and it doesn't make any sense.
Because part of me feels like there has to be some... Like, is this
But I know
really
what I
all just a
saw.
coincidence? That's ridiculous.
Don't believe in whatever it was that I saw.
These pirates happen to
saw Alex.
go rob some
Wasn't
ship who
Alex,
happens
was
to be scuba diving around some
Someone else.
ancient abandoned wreck
They
the
look
military
just like
happens
Alex.
to be letting
And he was sneering at
going
me.
here, and that happens to be in the same place as it was 80 years ago. It all felt like just too convenient
does anybody
to
else
be
feel like knocking back Frosty?
genuine, bona
This guy.
fide chance. You've earned it, I say, Conrad. Oh my god, everyone just
So,
teleported from this side of the boat.
Found this.
He knows, he was there. Right back where it belongs. Yay. It could have been so much worse. It could have all been so much worse. It's what they're probably thinking. And they're right.
I suppose when the curtain falls, you're either ready for it or
Oh,
you're not.
I see. Because of the door that killed a man. I see what you're joking about now. It makes sense. It passed me by the first time. Show me that epilogue. What do we get to see this time? Since we're on the ship, or all of our friends making it home safely? Oh, it's the Danny thing. Are we going to see the military show up and make problems? He's found his hammer. I still don't know how he's supposed to have survived what we saw, but I guess maybe the idea is that he didn't get stabbed as hard as we thought he did because we were tripping out when we saw that. Oh, wait, never mind. This looks like we're gonna get the same thing we saw earlier where he does like a force lift on him.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
Interesting. Is this the same thing we saw in the last one we did? Or, wait, no. Yeah, in the last one we did where we got everyone killed, right? I wouldn't have expected those two to be the same regardless. I guess it's a similar caliber achievement to get everyone killed versus no one killed, so that's probably why it shows that same scene. Way, we did it! So there, yeah, that feels like we've examined, participated in, experienced a thorough portion of this game. It is a bit weird because we've seen the credits like umpteen times, so it doesn't feel any more complete now than it did then, in a sense, in spite of having seen so much more. So it feels like an odd way to end the playthrough, but I suppose that's just how it's going to be with the nature of these games. Let me just go find somewhere spooky to hang out. We'll just sort of chill at this nice, creepy-looking balcony while we outro, shall we? Do our end of game review and all. So we done did it. The long and short of that is that was good fun. I liked it. I believe I said at the beginning of this playthrough that the sort of like style and genre of this game, not that it makes it sound like I'm talking about the horror, the like gameplay structure of this kind of game doesn't particularly thrill me from a standpoint of a game for me to be a player of. And I would still stand by that. There's nothing that really grips me about the structure of this, with just like, basically it's cinematics that are periodically interrupted by QuickTime events and dialogue choices. Although I will say the dialogue choices I did feel a little more richness in them than I was anticipating from what I thought I knew of this sort of style of thing. But anyway, just to sort of clear that as the broad strokes out of the way first, although I did like this, it hasn't really changed my mind of that this sort of thing isn't really my cup of tea particularly. So now with that sort of caveat out of the way, to launch into the more proper structure of the review, we usually go visuals, then music and sound design, then gameplay, and then narrative. So the visuals, I have not tons to say here, but except that they're quite good, I think. I don't know if they are like necessarily like absolutely top of the line for 2019, but considering it's the size of the production, it's pretty remarkable, I think, and I think it looks excellent. I'm not really the right person to ask about like realism in texturing, resolution, animation, all that sort of thing. I'm not very technical when it comes to that sort of thing. I'm just like, do I like the style or no? Usually, but with that said, it looks pretty damn good to me. The facial animation is a little wonky sometimes, but mostly pretty serviceable. And I would chalk up the facial animation being weird to the other things that are weird in this game more than I would the animation itself, particularly. The animation looks weird because of other weird factors. Like how the game will like load scenes mid-scenes, the character's face like changes suddenly, and it looks odd, or the camera angles cut rapidly in weird ways. So in terms of like visual fidelity, I think it looks great. Pretty damn amazing for the size of team and in 2019. Regarding visual style though, I also thought it was quite strong. I very much like the color grading in this game. It's really good. I appreciate that on the ship it's always this sort of gloomy blues or greens, but then out when you're on the Duke of Milan, it's that like gorgeous warm tones and everything, and the sunset's red and the lighting is all like there's a lot of shots like this and like angles where shots can be lined up like this because it's a video game and it's not just shots that are preset, where things will be like backlit or lit from one side like this in a really moody and dramatic way, especially on the Duke of Milan when you're looking out at the sunset and you can just see like the twilight glow around your face. It's so cool. It's so gorgeous. The UI is all tidy and consistent with itself. It's got like the compass roses for the bearings. Looks decent enough. So yeah, in terms broad strokes, visuals, pretty sweet. Clearly a huge amount of effort did go into the way the game looks. I think that is fair to say. Music and sound design, I don't have loads and loads to say here either. It's all pretty sturdy, serviceable stuff. The score is pretty nice. I do like that there are a handful of consistent themes you can pick out as the game goes on. And the full orchestra styling is really fits the kind of game we're going, like the kind of story we're going for, I think. But I guess like there's that one theme that, is it Olsen's theme? That's dun 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 dun, something like that. And you hear little whispers of that when you're like wandering around in the spooky place. When you're wandering around in spooky places. But even when it comes to the scare chords and stings and things, there's a lot of I mean, they're pretty effective sounds, I would say, but also some really like unique ones. Like I really like the way, like I said, when that corpse comes swinging into view, that you hear those like that weird piano trill, and it's always doing like little weird things with violins that I like haven't quite heard before. So the score has some interesting little twists and turns to it. And of course there's that really haunting song that's playing over like the intercom of the ship all the time. So music works out for me. In terms of sound design, I do appreciate that for all the game mechanic stuff, like the anytime it asks you to make a choice or a QTE, there's like a consistent sound design for that. The little plung lets you know, by the way, you're up here. That all feels sort of right. The sound balancing is something. Now, I suppose I could have gone to the settings and messed with the sound. Oh yeah, and that was one of the, I think I forgot to say with the visuals, is the brightness is mostly it's lit pretty well, but it's like, it's not that the brightness slider is the issue, because it tells you how to set it, and for most of the game, like 85% of it, that is accurate. But then even when that brightness works like that, this brightness we selected is perfect for here, I would say. But then you go into the next room and it's completely wrong. And it's just like a black screen and I can't say anything and I don't know what they're trying to get me to be scared of. But returning to the sound design, yeah, sometimes the character, so I get that they're making the characters' dialogue way, way quieter than the music because they want the jump scares to be loud and startle you, not scare you. Startle you, not necessarily scare you. In my opinion, the dialogue is too quiet, almost always. And so it was a thing of I could have changed the music sliders in the settings, but there's like this is basically like the only genre where I wouldn't feel comfortable doing so, because they want the jump scares to feel a certain way, and this is the default, right? So they surely, someone put a controller in their hands and put the headphones on and went, can I still hear the characters in this scene? You have to imagine someone did, and decided that this is how it should sound. So I'm like a little surprised that the characters are so hard to hear sometimes. But hey, there are subtitles, although the subtitles don't really always do the job. That's about all I had to say about the music. It's music and sound design, it's pretty good. Sound balancing appears to be a lost art in some measures. And I say that because it's not the only game we've played on the channel recently, even, where the characters are just damn hard to hear sometimes, no matter what I do with the settings. Not that I mess with the settings in this game particularly. But anyway, moving on to gameplay. So, elephant in the room. What I hear is that there is a huge patch in 2022 that was meant to fix some things and update some things and completely ruined several things. So a considerable number of the weird buggy behaviors we've seen probably can be chalked up to that. So in a sense, it's not really fair to judge the game's merit based on that, considering the original product and vision would have been a little different in its execution. But I don't really have a choice, because this is the game that I received when I paid for it. So, broad stroke summary, it's something like Life is Strange. It's like or like a Telltale game. You kind of lumber around rooms, pick up things and turn them around in your hand. And then characters ask you things and you respond to sort of control the flow of the story somewhat. And then now and again it'll be like, think fast, press A! And, a quick time event. And those will sometimes have ramifications and sometimes not really. So like I said, the broad, construction of that does not really excite me. I think chiefly just because the idea of QuickTime events, especially in their execution in a game like this, is not really a central mechanic, because you can never be sure what they will do. Sometimes it's fairly obvious, like a character runs up to a gap and it says press A, and okay, if I don't press it, they're gonna fall. If I press it, they're gonna get across. But it does always feel a bit like a roll of the dice, like someone comes at you with a knife, and it's like, press B, and I'm like, okay, but if I press B, is my character gonna get out of the way, or is my character gonna, grab the attacker by the throat and jump both of us into an electrified lake? Because I'm not always sure. Especially this game really has a fondness for anytime it's like, aim at this person and hit them. It's like, okay, well, am I gonna bonk them on the head with the pommel of my knife, or are we straight up about to just kill someone? I was always totally guessing, and what it did was it really kind of took the tension out of a lot of fight scenes and stuff for me. Especially in the first time we did the fiery ending, I think you'll see I'm like, am I supposed to be punching this guy, or is the game gonna slap me on the wrist and say, bad boy, you killed a man, when I do this? And so I was like, I guess punch half the time and then don't hit him with the rebar. And by that point, when I'm just trying to figure out what the hell the game designers mean by every button prompt that flashes on screen. I'm no longer playing the game or experiencing the story or anything, right? I'm just kind of like going, I wonder what I meant by that. And so I'm just usually kind of floundering around aimlessly. Now, it is sort of the idea of this game that you play it through multiple times, which gives them a bit more leeway to be a bit more vague with the consequences of certain actions. Fair enough, I guess. That's their prerogative. And to be clear, what I should be saying is, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with the way it is designed, considering that was the intention of this kind of game. To be like, make you think fast, make choices that are not, where the ramifications are not clear from the start, and consequences occur, and then it's like, then you go through it again and try something different, and so it's like, wow, there are so many different ways it can turn out. And to that point, I think a round of applause is in order for just the sheer amount of work that I would have to go into this game, for all the different dialogue choices, all the different permutations of the personal traits and everything. Because holy crap. And because the thing is, so much of it is like mo-capped. I guess you could do some of that as pickups later, but what it suggests is they would have had to like plan it all out in advance before filming to keep any sort of continuity whatsoever, and then like film it all back to back. Like, the sheer amount of work on the actor's part, on the writer's part, on the programmer's part, to get this to be is nothing short of incredible. Especially when and then this game and the 3 that follow it in the Dark Pictures Anthology were released by the year, right? So it's no wonder that they're a little buggy. I suppose they must have been like contracted and known that they were going to work on all 4 of them, though. And once you've got a bunch of the systems from one, I suppose there is a lot that can be carried over, but all the environments, the writing, and the performances, which had to be done in performance capture and then animated from that somewhat, like the animations would be modified, and then they might be doing some ADR after, depending on how they're doing it, right? Probably, I mean, there had to be some ADR for sure. I mean, to get all of that done with a yearly releasing game is absolutely absurd. This one, the time between Until Dawn and this one was about 4 years, though, which is that seems like the minimum amount of time I would think you would need to make something like this. To me, I'm like, bare minimum would be 2 years, so I don't know how they managed to do them yearly. Just like a crap load of work anyway. So yeah, fully bravo for just the sheer quantity of work that was put into this, even if it wasn't really, it isn't really my particular jam. And returning to the notion of gameplay, with the consideration that it is sort of intended that you go through multiple times and try different things, see different permutations. It is a bit of a shame that there are so many lengthy, unskippable scenes where nothing is different, or where you will have already seen, like, all 2 ways it can pan out. I suppose I get that if you're doing it multiplayer, making one player allowed to skip the scenes, like, it would get a little complicated, especially since some of them are happening, like, one of you is sort of watching a cutscene, so to speak, while another's walking around. Like, it will get complex in multiplayer, especially. At least for single player, though, considering they intend for you to go through it, perhaps not as many times as we did, but it seems like they want you to go through it at least 3 times. Some parts are just interminable, where it'll be like 20 minutes of just, with like 1 dialogue choice and maybe 1 QuickTime event in between, and otherwise it's just all just the same stuff. Like, let's see, my total playtime in this game is 27.4 hours. I would say 8 of those were witnessing unique stuff. The remaining 19 or so were repetition. And like I said, that's sort of baked into the structure of the game to a point, but it would have been nice if on repeat playthroughs there was a little like fast forward through sequences and dialogues I've already seen option. Or indeed, do something like, I get that it would be a lot more complicated than something like Henry Stickmin, but you know how Henry Stickmin, when we have played through multiple routes, it then gives you this nice map where you can cleanly see all the different like chapters and the ways they intersect. I get it would be more complicated than that. There are more parameters to set, but I feel like something a bit like that for repeat playthroughs and branching options would be really welcome. Because for an intended mechanic that you play through the game multiple times, it was really a slog sometimes, just in terms of the sheer volume of time it took to get back to certain points. And heaven forbid that you then mess up a QTE or something and have to restart that chapter, and it's like 30 minutes back. And you're just trying to remember all the stuff you just did. Also about the gameplay, so premonitions, I'm not hugely fond of that system, because for some of it, it's like, you get a premonition that shows Julia dying and looking ill, and it's like, okay, well, like, and then the game gets to a point where it's like, we have to decompress, and it's like, it was already fairly clear to me in this game where it's all like, all your choices matter, that when they say, hey, we have to decompress, otherwise you'll die if you don't. So they range from spoilery to just kind of unhelpful, because sometimes they'll give you one that's not in your current route, or one for a route you can't do, or one that just sort of is a little too zoomed in to be help. Let's see if I can find one in my menu to illustrate what I'm talking about. Well, here's one, a thought. This one here shows a helicopter landing. What could that possibly tell you that you didn't already know? That the military can get here? Yeah, I got that when we called the military. It doesn't do anything to show you that the military might not have their, best intentions. If you ask me, anyway. That one shows, I guess, if Conrad tries to get away on the boat, Olsen will try and shoot him, but it's not like that really helps you do the QTE when you get there, right? Because once you get to that point, you will see Olsen hold the gun up, and so you'll be like, okay, I gotta be ready for a QTE, even if you didn't know there was one coming, probably. So I'm not really fond of the premonitions system, personally. I might, when we do the other ones, just, not look at any of them, so I don't get spoiled and stuff. To that point, though, the game very much relishes in being so unique in the sense of, it's not very video gamey. Some of these choices and little things you do actually have ramifications. It gets a little clever with it, and it's in a bad way, as it thinks it's being clever, and it's being annoying. Most of it's pretty alright, though. There are some that make perfect sense. Even if you hadn't seen the premonition, they get to the point where Alex is like, Julia, we have to decompress, otherwise we'll get decompression sickness and die. And it's like, yeah, fair enough. That makes enough sense that if you go up, that will have negative impacts in the future. And furthermore, if you're thinking about it from a game design perspective, there's no way they would make something interesting happen up there and not show you. So it can't be anything all that important. And similarly with the military, I think it makes perfect sense as a, this action you took will have consequences thing, that calling the military results in bad stuff for your crew, when you consider that the military was the one who left the ship here and stuff. There's a lot of it that is, logical enough, where it's even with the caveat that they expect you to play multiple times and try things anyway, it's okay, this makes sense that this is the way things would turn out and that the result of this action is that horrible murder spree. And then there are some where it's Conrad, go get help on that, on the fisherman's boat. And it's okay. And the game's oh, Tesk. Didn't you know Conrad would go back to shore, steal a Coast Guard boat, remember the coordinates he saw once on a small pad, sail the stolen Coast Guard boat over there, and then go in by himself, even though the Duke of Milan is not there? You absolute fool. Didn't you know your choices would have consequences? And it's what the fuck are you talking about? He stole a Coast Guard boat and went to some ship he didn't even know the existence of. What do you mean? How could I possibly have predicted that? Where was my premonition that showed me that? How? What kind of cocaine does it take to get for that to be a logical train of thought? And how many pounds at once? It's what do you mean? And on a similar vein, but not quite as egregious as that, the whole trait system, it is interesting that little choices you make in the dialogue that don't directly impact what happens next at that point affect that character's disposition, and so that will change what they will do when you are not playing as them in other circumstances and things. That's cool enough and mostly makes sense. I just wish the traits sort of made any sense whatsoever in what they described them as. Well, I shouldn't say that. A good 65% of the time they do make sense. Character says, what should we do now? And you're we gotta get out of here right now. And it says impatient up. It's okay, yeah, fair, that makes sense. But then sometimes you have ones I wrote one down actually, because I was I was just astonished. I was what do you mean? The Dark Pictures Anthology, Medan. I think this is maybe one of the ones we got in the first run. I can't remember. So there's a bit when you're locked in the room together, Alex asks, what the hell's up with the ship they took us to? And I was playing as Fliss for that bit, and the two options are, I think it has something to do with that Manchurian gold they were talking about, or we gotta do something. I said the former. I think it probably has something to do with that Manchurian gold we're talking about. And instead of the we gotta do something right now option, it gave me impatient up, and Alex didn't like it. And when I checked the relationship thing to see why Alex didn't like it, it says, Fliss made assumptions about the gold. What the hell does any of that mean? Maybe that's another one that's a result of bugginess or whatever, because that makes that's outrageous. The fact that the measured, thoughtful response is the one that makes your impatient go up instead of, we have to do something right now, which is categorically the one that feels like impatient should be appropriate for. And then the facts that Alex didn't like that Fliss made it, what assumptions did she make? They were all which ones of you was going to tell us about this Manchurian gold? Take us to the Manchurian gold. And Fliss is I think they're after the Manchurian gold. And Alex is you're assuming that. You don't know that. What the hell sense does that make? And why would that result in you significantly disliking that person? Or Anyway, the point is, logic is not always really floating around in the ether of this game, I guess. So it's just it gets a little trying that the game is then so quick to always be like, oh, if only you had used your head instead of your heart, maybe you would have gotten through that better. And it's like, all right, Captain Professor of Ethics and Deductive Reasoning, what you just said doesn't make sense, so don't blame me. This is not my fault. With that said, though, I was enjoying the process. More so probably in the first 2 playthroughs and maybe our first curator cut run than like all of the runs, but I was enjoying the process of thinking, oh wow, there are a lot of different things this could affect, these little dialogue choices I'm saying, and trying to have a sensible approach to when they tell me, should we jump over this thing or run that way? It's not that I found nothing about that process appealing or enjoyable at all, but I would say that my distaste for the structure of it, coupled with the logic sometimes just being not quite straightforward, or really... like it came from this planet, turned me off here and there. Not enough that I was ever like hating the experience. It was mostly when I was playing it, I was either somewhat engaged or somewhat tuned out. Most of my feelings were pretty moderate toward it. I don't despise QuickTime events. There are some people who are like, they're stupid and shouldn't be in any game. I don't feel that is true. An entire game of them feels like a few too many to me, particularly when sometimes there'll be like 20 minutes of nothing going on, and then the QuickTime event, it's not there to be a challenging thing. It's literally just there as like a think fast, were you awake check, or did we put you to sleep with this scene you've seen 5 times already and forgot there was a QuickTime event at the end of. Like, there definitely are a few logical twists and QTEs in this game that feel like their sole purpose is to be a gotcha the first time you play the game, which is just annoying. Don't do that. Be nice. So that's probably most of the important stuff I have to say about the gameplay. Oh, well, here's one. I mean, so as much as this game is all like, we're not like the other video games, we're not like the other girls, the little choices and things you pick up actually matter in the story in this game. And I was like, okay. And then in like the first hour of the game, there were like 3 different time sequences where after like 50 seconds, something important happened, regardless of what I had looked at. So I was like, oh, okay, so what you're saying is I really have to prioritize finding important stuff and not just look at every little bookshelf on the wall, because you're not like the other video games. You're not just going to give me time to leisurely stroll about and read every bit of lore that there is. And so in having that perspective, the game was like, no, okay, we're not that different from other games. You do have to stop and read everything, otherwise the story doesn't make sense. So that made me roll my eyes somewhat, but I suppose I will say that sort of thing, that we're different from the other video games. Whoa, not that different, is something I've experienced with a lot of video games that are being different than the other games. Undertale is a decent example of this, although I absolutely adore Undertale. Speaking around spoilers here, you have the option generally to engage enemies non-violently, and there are 1 or 2 points in the game where it would appear as though like a character says, or it even says in a text box, the only thing it seems like you have to fight here, when you don't. But then there's one part of the game where it says, it seems you have to fight here, and you actually do, and it's like the only time that I can think of. But because I was like, well, you said you weren't like the other games, and I couldn't always trust what characters and like the vibe of the thing was saying, and so I tried to not fight that for that bit, and I was there for like hours, because you're just supposed to fight. And that is a similar experience to what I'm having here, where it's like, we're different than the other games, and I'm like, all right, so I won't apply the conventional rules. And they're like, no, our conventional rules, please. We need those. You can't throw in all of them. I'm like, okay, well, just tell me which ones then, please. Just give me a little thing on screen that says there are timed segments, but you should still read everything. I don't know, something. Give me something to work with here. It sort of doesn't really merit saying, because it was pretty obvious, I would think, but there's a litany of bugs that impede the gameplay somewhat. Sometimes it's just like little, somewhat more innocuous things, like the game puts the A button over this door, but because you were close enough to this portrait, your character thinks you want to look at that instead. I didn't. Sorry, Joe. It ranges from that to the keyboard controls straight up not working half the time, which means you just die in stupid ways, to the menus breaking down, which just makes it annoying to navigate. 2 times, like we saw, I think it was in the previous episode, when I was trying to get Brad killed while he was following Conrad, where like the QTs would just straight up bug out and like slow down time, and things wouldn't happen, or like Julia would just have infinite time under the water to do that door thing. Again, what I hear is that a lot of this stuff was fine before and got busted in some update, and then Corporation being a corporation was all like, don't fix it. People already bought the game. It would be cool if they did some kind of definitive Dark Pictures Anthology collection sometime down the line that like kept most of it intact but just fixed all the weird little things. Because it was, I think it's not uncharitable to say fairly unplayable for certain parts. But again, because I wasn't all that enthused by the gameplay style anyway, it honestly didn't detract hugely from the experience for me personally. But I can imagine someone who's super fond of always being ready for QuickTime events and stuff being a little disappointed when they just bug out like we saw. That's about all I probably have to say about the gameplay. Not at all in my wheelhouse from a conceptual point of view. Execution, speaking broadly, is okay, just happened to be fairly buggy this time, I suppose. And one other thing is that I've heard, and actually I think I've seen some footage of this, that in earlier versions of the game, whenever it does an aiming minigame, it gives you like a little reticle over where to actually strike, rather than it just turning red when you get there, which would have been nice. Because sometimes it's like, okay, I get I'm supposed to punch this guy, but like, am I going for his face or his shoulder? Is there any reason that one is better than the other? And so it's not a matter of it being difficult to aim as much as I don't know what you're trying to get me to do, necessarily. And when you couple that with the fact that sometimes the game is like, oh, don't hit people when we say to. No, bad. It does make it a little... Basically, anytime the game was like, aim at something, I was like, oh god, this is just toss the dice. If I'll aim at the right thing, or if I'm even supposed to be aiming at anything. Also, this is a slightly more minor thing, but, so I believe this was originally on consoles, like it would have been PS4 and Xbox maybe. PS4 and Xbox One, perhaps. I suppose I don't know if it was a concurrent PC release. I'm not no, I think it wasn't. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, since aiming is obviously going to be way easier with the mouse, so long as the left click doesn't disable itself, and I would argue that the button QTEs are going to be a lot easier with the controller, since it's not keyboard or mouse. So you don't have to divide your attention between two hands. It's just one thumb that's on all four buttons. It's much easier to do the button QTEs with a controller, and much easier to do the aiming stuff with a mouse. So you would think it would sort of make sense, I would think, to give you a little more time to aim for the aiming ones if you're on controller, and give you a little more time for the QTE buttons if you're on mouse and keyboard. Just to even things up a bit. But that's fairly small, and I can understand the aversion to doing so. And that's more or less all I had to say about the gameplay. I got a few notes in my journal we'll get to after I'm done talking about the narrative, which I'll talk about next. It is a weird one, obviously, because you shape a great deal of the narrative. I suppose this is in some ways inevitable with this sort of structure of things, but I didn't find the narrative overarching particularly compelling or anything. I suppose because we don't know who might survive at any time, it's kind of hard to give any of the characters serious arcs, and because you determine not a large portion, a somewhat large portion of their personalities. You have a say in about like 30% of their demeanor, each of them. So it does feel like it's a bit hard to say that any of the 5 of our main heroes have some kind of arc to speak of. There's definitely a bit of an ebb and flow to like Julia and Alex's relationship. And you see Conrad get a little more serious about stuff as things go on, but the characters are definitely fun and have lots of the cute little bantery moments and stuff. I mean, sometimes laugh out loud hilarious. Sometimes not intentionally laugh out loud hilarious, but I would say like a decent portion of the time they were trying to be funny when it was funny. And it wasn't that I particularly abhorred any of them. I wasn't too keen on any of them except maybe Fliss and Brad in the first run. I warmed to all of them over time, but it is just sort of difficult to give them any kind of coherent beginning, middle, and end to their character development when you can at any time just make them say the most outrageously belligerent shit for no reason, or like fall off a cliff and die with no real serious narrative arc influencing those things. And in fairness, it's I guess it's basically a slasher film. It's sort of like being like a funky twist on the slasher genre, but it is very much that sort of thing, and that genre is loaded with characters who are just fodder to be gruesomely eviscerated later. They're not actually there to be fully fleshed out people who grow and change. So, fair enough, I suppose. I gather there's still a bit of lore I've missed because I don't have all the secrets, and there's probably some interesting scenage that I haven't seen that might round some of this out, but it is starting to feel like a lot of this is just sort of founded in coincidence. I get the appeal of the sort of twist of this being that this isn't actually a haunted ghost ship, we're all just hallucinating. Maybe this was just by freak chance that I happened to think this, but chemical weapon was like the first thing I thought. I think I even said in episode 1 when they were lowering the box in, I was like, oh, that looks like a chemical weapon of some kind. And then later when we started seeing stuff, I was like, oh, I guess this is from that chemical weapon that was on board the ship, probably. And so it feels like the game makes a bit of a meal out of, I see, we're hallucinating. And it's like, well, I mean, probably, yeah, right? I mean, unless you're just saying ghosts are real and nothing matters, then we're hallucinating, right? Why else would I see like a... Anyway. And similarly, I kind of felt like whether the characters figured out or didn't figure out what was going on with the ship by finding all the secrets didn't seem to impact anything. Because whatever the case, they all kind of come to the conclusion that the breathing the fog is making them go nuts. So once you know that, I mean, it's more like a neat bit of trivia that the Manchurian gold is what's going on here. I don't really have any I didn't feel a strong emotional reason to care about any of the stuff that went on the ship that was being routed out in all the lore notes. I was kind of like, okay, I mean, that's nice, but I got the idea was that they all went nuts and killed each other. And that's kind of all it feels like you really have to know. I didn't feel as though the secrets we were reading rounded any of that knowledge out in a substantial narrative way. They were just kind of like, 3 a.m. More people got nuts and shot each other. 3:20 a.m. Uh-oh, there goes another one. Finds a diary, 3:30 a.m. Man, I wish we were allowed to drink, but the boss said no. Asshole. Anyway, someone else went nuts and shot someone. 3:40 a.m. Everyone has gone nuts and shot people. 3:50 a.m. Telegram. People on board shooting people. Please send SOS. 4 a.m. SOS responded to with plane. We shot it down. Everyone continued to shoot each other. 4:10 a.m. Sergeant Random Name Generator. shot Private Random Name Generator 2. 4:20 a.m. I shot someone. 4:30 a.m. It's felt a bit redundant. Some of it, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Not in a way that harmed the experience, just in a way that the more secrets I got, the less I felt they were vital. And even the odd little bits of dialogue change where the characters would go, I have no idea why this fog is making us go crazy, versus, I have an idea of why this fog is making us go crazy. Manchurian gold is a chemical. I didn't really get the feeling that was worth all the effort to pick up and rotate around all these books. Just those little changes in dialogue. And I suppose that through line is involved in a lot of things with this game. There were a lot of things where I kind of felt like, it's very impressive that all these little things change little things later on and occasionally big things. But a lot of them do not feel remarkable enough to really have been worth multiple playthroughs, or dare I say, the effort made to design it that way. But again, I must restate that all that is to be taken with the grain of salt the concept doesn't really thrill me, so why would the execution? And clearly the concept does thrill a number of people, so more power to those people. That's just the way it comes across to me, is like, I don't really see why that's special. And then I play it and it didn't really feel that special, and I was like, well, okay, so there wasn't much point to some of those little choices making little changes later on. But again, it was still an interesting experience to play through and see different things happen, if not perhaps interesting enough that I felt it warranted the number of permutations there were, personally. And one sort of more minor thing about the way the narrative and the vibes of things sort of shake out, and this isn't really a criticism of the game in any sense, because this is basically me, but I suppose you could construe it as a criticism of the game in the sense that this is likely to happen. Since you have some say in like how the characters act toward each other in certain lines and everything, if I'm basing it all on my own judgment, or trying to make it all away, it feels like all the characters kind of, in some manner, end up acting similarly, quite often. Unless I make a conscious effort to make Conrad act like this and Julie act like this, say. Like in my first run, everyone was kind of acting fairly toned down and apologetic about all the stupid stuff they were doing. Just because I was like, that's probably the most sensible option to pick. That's just by my sense of things. But it did make all the characters kind of blend that first run into people who were doing a bunch of weird stuff and then apologizing for it awkwardly. But yeah, I guess I don't really know how you'd fix that. I suppose the way to... You just try and make the characters, even if there is an option to choose between, make those options to choose between distinct from what another character would say in that position. Which they did quite a lot, to be fair. The characters do feel distinct. It's just that a lot of their responses and choices seem to mesh. So if you're playing them all as just what would I do, I guess. They all just turn like lean in a slightly weird direction that is vaguely more like you, the player. That says much more about me than them, I guess. I also have no idea how the other Dark Pictures games link to these ones. I'm sort of assuming the stories are effectively fairly standalone, but like contain little links to each other here and there, and I imagine the curator is going to be involved in all of them in some way. I also sort of had the sense they were kind of different in the way they tackle horror, like considering this game is a bit more of like a realistic sci-fi thing, where you think it's all fantastical, but it's actually all chemicals and science. I don't know if all of the Dark Pictures games are going to be that way. I sort of assumed not. I assumed some of them actually are just like, nah, they're monsters. And I kind of wouldn't mind that, because I wouldn't mind staying away from hallucinations for a bit, considering the volume of this game that was hallucination. Partially because after like the first time where it makes you fight a monster that is actually one of your friends, and you kind of clock that, I'm just kind of like, all right, I've seen that. Let's do something different, please. It'd be kind of cool to have some kind of like intense encounter with something where I wasn't constantly trying to puzzle out if they were a real person I shouldn't be hurting or not. So I hope there are some actual monsters in Little Hope. I think like that's kind of the impression I got, is that there might be. Just less hallucination stuff, if it could be helped. I like the things that I'm seeing to be the things that are happening, at least for the majority of the time, so I can trust in anything. While I'm here, I suppose I could talk about the sort of horror vibes of the whole thing. I didn't find it particularly scary on the whole, except for the first time I went down scuba diving with the shark and everything. That was horrible. That was as easily as scary as the game got for me. Some fairly effective jump scares, some a little silly, maybe a few too many of them, but again, we're sort of going off that like cheesy slasher vibe, so fair enough there. But yeah, some of them were real effective. The 4 that stick out in my mind, aside from the shark, obviously. The frying pan falling, that was good because it wasn't accompanied by any music or like focal camera point at all. So I was genuinely in the zone exploring the room and looking at things, and a frying pan fell, and it like actually activated my fear response because the game wasn't setting it up for me. It could have happened off screen if I had just been looking the wrong way. So it felt more natural there, and that's genuinely scared the tits off me. The rat jumping out of the washing machine, that was pretty loud. The one where you open the door and it zooms in a bit, and then the thing swings, like there's just enough of a delay that it, this game, now and again, it does that really well. There's just enough of a delay where you're like, there's about to be a jump scare here, and you're right, but they put it like half a second later than you're expecting, so you're just at the point where you're like untense, and then it gets you. Ditto for the one where you're Fliss and you look through the vent, and then you look to the right and there's a face. Because that's also your control. That's not like a scripted thing. That happens when you choose to pan the camera to the right. So you're looking through it expecting it's going to be like, peer, scare. And so you're like, the second you start to relax is when it gives you the little like, look right stick to look around. And you're like, oh, okay, this is just something where I'm going, ah! It's like that. So yeah, the horror, it's cheesy and a bit silly, but it's fun. And I think that's what it's trying to be. I don't think it's really trying to change the horror genre forever. I think it's trying to be fun and make you jump. And I would say it succeeds. And so I suppose the real important last thing to talk about with regards to sort of narrative and vibe and that sort of thing is the curator. I believe I said this sometime earlier in the playthrough. I don't really care for that addition. It probably, I assume he will be rounded out more in the other games. Somewhat, you'll get like a little bit more of information on who he is, if he's like literally the devil or just like some weird old clairvoyant. Or whatever. The vibe we get from him is he's some mysterious, omniscient collector of stories or whatever. I suppose, so what I should say, his performance, and for that matter, basically all the performances in the game, I think were pretty stellar. I mean, some of the writing was just kind of, mostly the writing is funny and charming and good in a sort of self-aware way. Sometimes it's a little much, and these characters just like do not act like human beings at all. The performances I thought were mostly pretty sturdy. Sometimes they just can't help the script, and they just like sound strange and weird. But it mostly did its job, I thought, and I didn't think anyone in the cast was doing like a bad job by any stretch. And what I was saying about that was, as far as the curator character is concerned, performance, writing, appearance, like the outfit and like the design of it and the design of his whole room and everything, all lovely. It's a very interesting and iconically shaped character, so to speak. I just have no idea what he's doing in this game, particularly. It seems like a weird inclusion for a game that includes the line, "You said it, foobar and then some." You know what I mean? I feel like he's totally not reading my vibe at all with the rest of this game, which is fun, cheesy slasher with dorky romance and silly jokes and things and the odd bit of real spook. It feels like he's trying to be this whole, they're trying to, the whole, like, every little choice you do matters, and, like, we're all the major players in our own stories, and it's all cerebral and things. He feels like he's meant to kind of concatenate that all into one ball of sophistication and condescension, but I really have no idea what he is, why he's required for this game, I guess. And mostly he sort of broke up the tension for me, and I was just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna talk to this weirdo for a bit, and then he's gonna say some vague stuff and throw cards at me. We're good. I don't need to have any stress about the stakes of the game anymore. And again, this is sort of, it feels a little unfair to say because it was not the original vision, nor necessarily the original product, but considering how some of the game is a bit buggy, and sometimes characters will die through absolutely no fault of the player, it does feel just a little bit like overly snide or something, or just maybe just a bit like the game is a bit too pleased with itself when the curator will come on and laugh all like haughtily and be like, well, if only you weren't such a flaming dipshit, this could have all been avoided. It's like, that was not my fucking fault. Okay, check your tone, sir. So in terms of like the execution on that idea of the character, I think it was basically perfect. Why it is in this game and what it is adding, I could not really say. But maybe it's the sort of thing that you appreciate more and it makes more sense the more of these Pictures games you play. I am not sure. Righty. There we go. I probably said more or less my piece in this game. In summation, well, let me get through some of the notes in my book before I go in summation, shall I? This note I have here, which I agree with, is that in the state it's in, the game definitely feels close to being finished. It's almost there. Oh yeah, this was a sort of thing I've kind of covered around this area before. Although the whole formula doesn't really appeal to me greatly, I did like that on repeated playthroughs. Like, even if you knew something was a hallucination the first time, you might be like, why that? Why am I hallucinating that? And then repeated playthroughs, you'd pick up the little thing like, oh, Conrad looked at this poster of the Glamour Girl, that's why he's seeing a Glamour Girl. Oh, right, Alex looked in that coffin and saw the two people stitched together, that's why he sees two people stitched together. That aspect of it I felt like was a total success, because it was a little thing you would notice on repeat playthroughs that the game doesn't really call attention to. It calls just enough attention to it that you can clock it and be like, oh, okay, I get why we're hallucinating this way or that way. That was an instance where I felt like the repeated playthroughs did their job of making me keen to see more, and a later playthrough would not only influence playthroughs beyond that, but the prior playthroughs, I would understanding more about what that was all about. So I think the game was working at peak when it did things like that. The game's structure, I should say. That said, I still do hope we stay away from hallucinations for a bit, but I don't know, maybe all the games are all like that, where there's some cause of the hallucination and none of what you see is real. There are no monsters. I didn't actually have as many notes in the book as I thought I would. So in summation, I did enjoy my time with it, and I am looking forward to seeing what Little Hope does. Little Hope looks like it's going to be freakier also. And I've heard that the QTs are a little more deadly, which I'm kind of pumped about, actually. It'll be nice to die to one that wasn't just like the keyboard controls broke. I did enjoy it. The overall structure isn't something I think I'll ever really be like super fond of. And I think there were a handful of missteps. I think the thing is, so this game and I hope the other ones are like this somewhat, it's a nice blend of clever and corny, because it usually acknowledges that balance. It's all like, look at us, we're so goofy, and we're like a slasher film, and the characters are gonna say goofy, flirty stuff and then die a bunch, but oh, there's actually something deeper going on here, and there is a rich variety of like subterranean mechanics going on here. And I think it usually acknowledges that balance well, because those things go together. You make the character say the corny things, and it actually has some interesting ramification down the line. Or it can. But I think sometimes it just is a little too happy with itself and puts too much stock into and throws things off balance, and it goes a little less corny and a little more hee, aren't we so clever? And I'm like, okay, well, can we just write that a bit and then stop fucking making fun of me for your QTEs bugging out, and we'll be all right. I will probably be a little less thorough when we go back for Little Hope, because by the end of this, I was like, I've been real tired of seeing that interminable scene in the Duke of Milan where you're trapped in the back room, and then take the tape off this guy's mouth, and then talk a bit, and then they take them up, and they talk, and then you go back. And then you take this person's tape off their mouth. And then you go do a stupid lightning thing that doesn't make sense. To avoid getting to the point where I feel like I'm slogging through the earlier points, I probably won't play through Little Hope quite as many routes. I'll probably do, I mean, we'll see when we get there, but I'll probably do, sort of like I did this one, I'll do like the first run, I just try and keep things together as best I can. Then I'll do like a bad choices run, where I try and get everything to be bad. And then I'll go curator cut, and then we'll see how much I feel compelled to do after that, probably. Sorry, I know that was a rambly and not super tidy or coherent review, endgame review. I mean, most of mine aren't, but in particular this one, because it's such a thing where, like, it's kind of impermeable to me because of how there is a barrier there with it not being really with the structure not being something I'm too keen on anyway. So it's kind of hard for me to round out my thoughts on it without just being like, I don't like it, therefore I don't like it. And to be abundantly clear, in spite of my misgivings, on the whole, I did enjoy the experience. And with that experience now closed, for the time being, our playthrough order now goes: The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope; Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair; The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope; Ib. Effectively the same as we just had it, except Medan has been swapped out for Little Hope. Mercifully, we did in fact manage to get Medan done before Danganronpa or Ib, so we're not playing 2 Dark Pictures games at once, because that would be confusing and awful. And the next video going up on the channel will be Ib also. I believe that will be part 2 of Ib. So I'll be starting Little Hope very, very soon. And like I said, I am keen on it. I somehow get the sense that it'll be a stronger entry than this one for me. And once one of those 3 games is done, probably it's going to be Ib, because that's fairly short, even though we're not that far into it. It doesn't appear like it's going to be a very long game. We'll be starting Baba Is You. I am quite excited for Baba to be us, because I have played like an hour or 2 of that game before with my family. Now and then, around the holiday times, my parents have a Switch at their place, and they'll call us over, and we'll have bought them some games for Christmas, and we'll sit around in the holidays and play some together. And Baba Is You is one such game that we played together, because my mom's quite fond of puzzle games and that sort of thing. And I think maybe the others got a bit tired of it when we were playing at that point, but I was like craving more. I was like, no, I need to play like hours and hours and hours of this. So I chose to. It was a wild card that I picked, I believe. And I'm very excited to start that when presumably Ib is finished. It is a game where it's got like a level select, and I don't know if there's like a proper ending to it. Like once you get through X number of levels, like credits roll and there's some kind of final sequence. But I am given to understand there's a lot of stuff of it that's optional. Like there are levels you don't have to complete in order to get through a world, and there are like little side challenge levels that you don't have to go through at all. I have no idea how thorough we're going to be. I'm just gonna get all up in there and start rolling around in it and relish in it and enjoy myself until I can puzzle no more. So I cannot tell you what the scope of that playthrough will be with respect to how much of the game we're going to complete. But if there is like a proper credit sequence, like that, this is like considered the end of the game. At a minimum, we'll be doing that. But probably, considering how much I enjoyed what little I played of it, we'll be doing a whole lot of extra stuff as well. And with that said, we can get all that stuff off the screen now. I think that's putting this playthrough to a close, my friends. Conrad really grew on me, I will say also. He was like my least favorite character almost unquestionably at the start. And now he's probably my favorite. It's either him or Fliss. A fair number of missteps in this game, I would say, but I enjoy my time nonetheless, and I am keen for Little Hope, and that is all for this video and playthrough. Thank you so very much for coming around to this video and playthrough. If you did, hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! Bye-bye! See you later! Conrad, say something funny before the video ends. Oh, he's not gonna say anything funny. He's feeling a little shy because I talked so much about him and how much I think he's the best. Oh, Conrad, you little lovable goofball, you little class clown. Oh, I love it when you make jokes and say the silly, flirty things and then fall off stuff and die. I don't love it when you die, but it's funny when you fall off stuff. It's a little funny when you fall off stuff because you're such a comical guy that just everything you do is funny. Hey, don't look at me like that. Don't take it the wrong way. There are so many better ways you can take it. Anyway, goodbye from me and Conrad. He's in a bit of a mood right now. I've put him in a bit of a mood. You know how he gets. But we're gonna go now. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That must be correct again this time. Righty, let's figure out what door is open. We find out it was the piano room since we really got to do anything important in there. And it is! Whoa, that's a little something. It's a needle at the top. Obelisk.